This jump is at the 1980 Olympic trials and is 7 feet 5.5 inches. There are 5 components in the high jump: the approach, the gather, the takeoff, the flight, and the landing. There are 3 styles of approach. In the first, the half moon, which was popularized by the inventor of this technique, Dick Fosbury. The second is the straight approach, not used very much, but has been used by at least one jumper who has jumped over 7 feet. And the traditional, the J approach, used by probably 99% of the jumpers in the world today. Use a rhythm run-up, which will amount to probably 10 steps. Count a 3-2. Count only the left foot if a left foot takeoff. The first 3 counts are for rhythm. Keep a lean towards the bar. The second 2 counts are for quickness and power. In the gather, the next to the last stride is longer than a normal stride. The last stride is shorter than normal and very quick for a quick impulse off the ground. The quicker the impulse off the ground, the higher the athlete can raise the center of gravity. There's the next to the last stride, or what is commonly called the penultimate stride, and that's longer than normal. That also helps to lower the center of gravity. Then the last stride is shorter, and that is a quick impulse, makes the center of gravity rise over the left leg very quickly, gets the athlete airborne as quickly as possible. The greater the impulse, the higher the center of gravity is capable of rising. Use a ball of the foot takeoff. The arms will make a very short rotation. If the arm rotation is too long, the center of gravity tends to go too low, and it creates a slower impulse off the ground. By taking the last stride shorter than normal, you will facilitate taking off on the ball of the foot. It'll actually be a ball, heel, ball landing. Note the arms making a very short rotation here. You don't see a long extension of the arms. And there's the ball, heel, ball takeoff. In the takeoff, you should be 1 arm's length plus 1 hand from the standard, and the foot will be at about a 15-degree angle from parallel, as you see here. The foot can actually be up to parallel, but certainly no more than 15 degrees. On the takeoff, open the hips on the plant, drive the free knee across the body. As the foot lands in the takeoff position, by keeping the body lean to the inside of the radius run, it will cause the hips to open. Then as the right foot takes off, it'll bring the hips closed and get the athlete into the turn. Drive the free arm across to the opposite shoulder. The shoulders will rotate inside to create torque. Note how the right knee will come across towards the left shoulder. Note how that right arm will come across towards the left shoulder. As the left foot plants, the hips will be open. The motions as described here will create the torque to help the athlete get into the backwards position over the bar without having to sacrifice speed or quickness. Rotate the shoulders to the inside as you see here. Keep the body lean to the inside of the radius run. This is one of the great advantages of the Fosbury style of jumping. The upper arms will drive to parallel at takeoff, and they must stop at the exact instant the body leaves the ground. They will actually drop just slightly, and the athlete who is able to do this can create a rise in the center of gravity or the athlete's position about the center of gravity as he leaves the ground. Notice the nice lean to the inside, and that lean must be maintained throughout the plant or the body will lean into the bar too quickly. Note how the arms drive here till the upper arm is parallel to the ground, and as he leaves the ground, those arms must not continue up. The free thigh, or in this case the right thigh, will drive to parallel at takeoff. Note the body lean towards the bar. The body lean should be approximately 5 degrees toward the bar as the left foot lands at takeoff. This is a very critical position, as you'll see right here as the left foot lands. Note the body lean to the inside. Watch the free thigh as it drives to a parallel position. The free thigh and the arms must stop the instant the body leaves the ground. Here you see the same position shown by Joni Huntley. Short arm swing, drive that right leg up to parallel. Watch the 90-degree angle of the knee at takeoff. Note the full extension of the hip, knee, and ankle joints. It's a quick impulse, but the body wants to stay in contact with the ground and push through full extension of every joint of the takeoff side. With a nice long extension, every joint of the takeoff side. During the flight, as mentioned, the arms can drop just slightly, 2 inches or so, just as the body leaves the ground. Then the arms will settle down to the thighs, or at least somewhere so they will not obstruct or come in contact with the bar. As noted, if the arms drop slightly just after the body leaves the ground, it will change or raise the mass of the body in relationship to the center of gravity. The takeoff leg will then join the free leg with a 90-degree angle at the knees. Note the arms down towards the thighs to stay out of the way of the bar. The shoulder and the head will drop back. Look over the shoulder through the flight phase to again help facilitate the arch in the back. We begin talking about laws of physics here, and basically the law of action and reaction. As the shoulders go back, the feet will come back towards the shoulders. Look over to shoulder to keep the body from over-rotating so that the buttocks cross the bar, not the side of the hips. Note the nice arch in the back here. If you drive the heels towards the shoulders in reaction must come back towards the heels. And since the legs are heavier than the head and shoulders, then if the athlete will first concentrate on learning and driving the heels back towards the shoulders, not up towards the buttocks, but back towards the shoulders, keeping a 90-degree angle at the knee joint, then the shoulders and head must come back towards the hips, thus creating a greater arch on top of the bar, actually making it possible to pass the center of gravity under the bar while the body is clearing the bar. Note the nice 90-degree angle at the knee joints. On the landing, as the hips clear the bar, the head will come forward to the chest and the arms will extend to help slow the backward rotation. As the chin comes to the chest, this will cause the legs then to come up towards the head in equal and opposite reaction, thus facilitating clearing the bar, and the legs then straighten out so that the heels do not catch the bar. Pull the knees towards the chest in the tuck, extend the lower legs to clear the bar, and land high on the shoulders. It's actually possible to tuck and go into a complete back somersault, as Dave almost does here. Here you see the same thing with Joni. There you see the full jump. This is Dwight Stones jumping in the 1980 Olympic trials. Dwight is recognized as one of the finest technicians in the world today and has been for many years. This is a fine study of all the technical aspects of the jump and will be shown 3 times at different speeds for you to be able to study the technique and to get the feeling of the motion involved as well. Even from this angle, you can note the nice lean towards the inside of the arc run. Note on the landing now, the foot will be very close to parallel with the bar as it lands. On the ball of the foot, note the right shoulder turning in towards the left. Drive the right leg to parallel. Hold it right there. Look at the arms are up to a parallel position, and look at the beautiful long extension of the left side of the body. Bring the left leg up to meet the right. Drive the heels back towards the shoulders, thus causing the shoulders to go towards the heels and creating a greater arc, making it possible to pass the center of gravity outside of the body. Lay the arms down towards the thighs. Keep the knees bent at 90 degrees. Look at the beautiful arch. Now, as the head comes towards the chest, pull the knees towards the head. Straighten the legs to clear the bar. Here we see the same jump in a faster motion for the rhythm. And you can also study the 3-2 count from here. Then we'll see it in full motion. And there's 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and jump. These are drills. This is just a circle drill, making the circle go smaller and smaller, noting that you must keep leaning toward the inside of the arc run more and more in order not to drift away and not be able to continue in the circle. On the pirouette drill, keep the knee angle up at 90 degrees. Dave will do this a couple of times. You'll see it from different angles. Drive the arms up to the parallel position. Keep that right knee up so that the thigh is parallel with the ground. And on this drill, try to keep the leg up, the free leg up as you land, as you see here. Drive the arms, drive that thigh to parallel, hold it up, and pivot. This is simply jumping off the box. Drive the heels to the shoulders, drop the head back, create the arch that you're looking for on top of the bar. Then bring the chest and chin together, and that will clear the legs. Excellent drill for long extension. Use the incline board for getting greater height to let the athlete get the feeling of floating through the air, more time to complete all the aspects of the jump. Also gets them a feeling of jumping very high. On the trampoline, the athlete can work on the layout technique as well as develop great spring and great strength in the thighs and in the calves. There's a layout position just as he would be over the bar, landing high on the back. One of the finest drills for teaching the technique of the jump. Here we'll see it from the back. This drill also helps to get the athlete to recognize where he is in an unnatural position. Now we'll see it from the side. There's your layout position. He could even drop the head back a good deal further here. Then we have a drill where we jump off a beam onto the trampoline with the high jump bar held at approximately 12 feet in the air, and the athlete gets the feeling of floating, getting plenty of time to get into all aspects of the technique. Coaching points: a quick last stride, a rhythmic 3-2 count, keep the lean to the inside of the radius through the plant. Arm rotation at takeoff is quick and short. Stop the arm drive the instant the body leaves the ground. The angle at the knee stays at 90 degrees until the hips pass the bar. Drive the heels back towards the shoulders during the flight. Drop the head and shoulders back towards the heels.